All right, everyone, if you're just getting joining us now, this is your host, Avi Kaushik. We have about 53 participants on the line, about 47 short of 100, which is our target every single time we have these calls. For this week in Salt Lake City, this Tuesday, we have a velocity banking game going on. In Denver on Saturday, cash flow game. In Las Vegas this Saturday, cash flow game. And in Hawaii this Friday, we have a cash flow game. And especially on this Saturday in Maui, Hawaii, there is a Super Saturday. So make sure you are inviting your teammates, letting everybody know about the Super Saturday going on this weekend. All right, our presenter for today is none other than Mr. Bill Predebon. And Bill is actually traveling right now in Paris, so he's going to be coming to us live from Paris, France. And a quick introduction about Bill. I have immense respect for this gentleman. Before getting started with Renatus back in 2007, that's over 12 years ago, Bill was a realtor and a loan officer. And that year, he made just a little over $17,000. Now, back in 2008, very next year, he decided to get started with his real estate investing and really take it to the next level. He found Renatus, and he saw value in the program right away because he saw that it was an environment which he could not only learn, but also apply what he learned. In his first year alone, Bill did over 13 transactions and netted over $190,000. Now, ever since then, Bill has done over 130 real estate deals. He's grown his team, and we are just incredibly fortunate to have Bill as our presenter here today. So without further delay, I'd like to bring Mr. Bill Predebon on the line. Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
Abdi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
No kidding. Well, that's a miracle. So that is cool. I don't know if you can see my video or not.
Yes, I can actually see your video. We see you. We see some tall buildings behind you.
All right, cool. I am actually, thank you for that great introduction. I love hearing it actually every time. It's kind of nice. So yeah, this is such a cool honor to be on this call with you guys. And I'm grateful and thankful that everybody's on the call checking in. It's 4 p.m. here. It's 9 hours ahead of Phoenix, 8 hours ahead of Salt Lake, and 6 hours ahead, obviously, of the East Coast. So it's beautiful. It's sunny. I think it's almost 70 today out here in Paris. So I get to bring with you guys some thoughts from the week with the top 10 out here in London, and then myself and Umair and Yaz and Chris McIntosh and Sandy Gill Clark all went to Paris for a few extra days. As you can see, that's where I'm at now. My wife is up in we came to a place called Hank's Vegan Pizza. So we're about to get lunch, and then we're gonna head over to the Eiffel Tower. We bought some Tattinger champagne, and we are gonna, you can drink out in the, out in the lawn, in the gardens, and it's really cool. So we just came from Moulin Rouge. We went up to district, I think 8, up in it's set up in districts in Paris. It's pretty walkable, actually. Anyway, so let's kick off the training, you guys. Super cool. Pretty fortunate, obviously. And if you don't know, if you're new to the call, first time, perhaps even second time, my name is Bill Predebon, as Abdi said. I've been with Renatus Marketing since 2016. And I've been with the real estate since 2008. And so fortunately, this past year, Bob put out a contest, decided to do a 90-day sales contest, sales drive. And the top 10 income earners for that 90-day period from December 1st through February 28th were honored and offered the opportunity to go for an all-expense paid trip to London for 5 days. And myself, I was able to come in 9th place. you probably know this, but Nate Lambert was #1, and he came in first place. So he was actually presented with first class tickets to and from. So they were out here with us, and we've had some opportunities to do a lot of tours, mainly vacation, mainly sightseeing. But obviously, anytime you got a bunch of like-minded individuals together, you know, a lot of things can happen. You're naturally going to, you know, talk about business, talk about opportunity, talk about what's working for them. And so it's just such a great opportunity. I would suggest, #1, I have so many things to say. #1 is for us as marketers and business owners with Renatus, new or old, it truly is a level playing field. I mean, at any given time, you know, you can wake up and you can change someone's life by introducing this opportunity to somebody. And then on top of that, you know, once you're qualified, once you've gone through your couple of training sales, you have your combo and you're working on your real estate, you're taking your classes, you're doing the things we talk about on these training calls and at all your live trainings, you know, you have the opportunity to then make $10,000 every time you change someone's life, every time you get someone interested in the opportunity with Renatus and the business and the real estate and the velocity banking and all the things we do. You have that opportunity. You can wake up any given day and within 12 to 15 days have a $10,000 paycheck put into your account because you made a difference in someone's life, including your own. And so, you know, the one of the first things that I want to bring up and want to mention is that, you know, truly this opportunity can happen for anybody. I'm not just talking about the winners contest. I'm assuming, you know, this is the inaugural one. We've had some discussion about future, not places. He's mentioned him being Bob Snyder, our CEO and founder. He's mentioned many places that he wants to go. This was on his bucket list. So I think that's one of the reasons why he chose this destination. But, you know, so I can't guarantee anything, obviously, but, you know, the possibility of there being future contests, I think are highly, highly great. And so at any given time, you have the opportunity, no matter how new you are to the business, you can be a part of this. And, you know, like Sandy Gill Clark had really only been with Renatus for a couple of months, you know, 3 full months actually, and she was in the top 10. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, you guys, is that #1, if we could just remember that it's not an easy business, and we all know that. Otherwise, everybody would be making $20,000 a month or more, or 10, or whatever it is. The cool thing is, it isn't hard either. It's simple. It's a simple process, and it's just a matter of learning it and getting through your learning curve to really get the word out there and start to develop a team, and then duplicating yourself through your team, helping them get to where you've gone and where you're going. And so, you know, I'm not going to train on exactly how that's done. That's what the other trainings are for and the other calls in the future. But I just want to put that out there, that I truly believe that, you know, this is an opportunity for everybody. I'll tell you guys, so you know, you know, just even this call, like I've done this call, I don't know, for almost a year now. I do my own training call. I do training calls with our team in Scottsdale. I do our training call with my own personal team. I do trainings live all the time. I was super, not nervous for lack of a better term, I guess today, but just excited and you know, really wanted this to go well. So I'm super stoked that the video is working and that the audio is working and that I could log in with my phone. I charged my phone and made sure I had my stuff ready. I had a portable Mophie so I could charge my phone, and been taking a lot of pictures, obviously, if you follow me on Facebook, but and everybody else that's in the top 10. You know, so that's #1 is, you know, it's just normal. Like when I say normal, I just mean like I started marketing this opportunity, as you guys know, really engaging in the marketing and building a team in the second quarter of 2016. So, you know, really only 2.5 years ago. And we were talking about incomes while we were here, and I'm going to get to some of the conversations we've had. And, you know, some of the takeaways, I guess, if you will, that I've been able to experience here while I'm here with talking to Bob and Michael Huggins and Mitch Nelson and Zach Ullman and I spent a lot of time together in Sumari. I got to spend time with Dane Clark. I don't even know Dane, and now I do. I don't know Nate very well. I've known him a little bit better, but I got to spend a lot of time with Nate. A lot of time. The other night, I spent all night with Ryan Black at dinner and Laura, and they're just amazing. Oh, speaking of them, before I go any further, I do want to remind you guys that we have the Latin Summit set up. It's the first week of May. Get with your team leader, get with your 5-star, get with your team, and you guys, we're rolling out the compliant Latin structure with language, education in Spanish language. All of those things are rolling out in June, including the epic presentations and all of that. So it's this Latin Summit is going to be just a real powerful exposure to that. To what's coming up and exposing your Latin and your Hispanic and friends and family to our opportunity, compliantly doing it right, doing it on the up and up, so that everybody understands the language and understands English as well, and all the things that we're doing to make this legitimate for the Hispanic and Latin communities. So this is a fantastic opportunity. I don't have all the details. I do have I don't want to get lost here. I'm going to go here real quick to you guys and pick out, oops. I should have just shared my screen. Hold on, you guys. I'm just going to go back and I'm going to tell you. Cool, here it is. July 1st. Okay. So let me get back to where I was. Okay, there you guys are. So July 1st, we are rolling out the Latin information and language, the Spanish Renatus, basically compliant Renatus. And so the summit is coming up. You can go to latinsummit.com and get all the information at latinsummit.com in order to participate there. And I mean, Bob Snyder is going to be speaking, Ryan Black and Laura. I think John O'Neill. It's a packed house with the people that are going to be training there. So it's going to be awesome. So don't miss that, and let your teams know. So anyway, I got to spend last night at dinner, our last night in London with Ryan Black. And so my whole point is that on this topic is that when you really put yourself into it's so amazing. We know all these people across the country. We know people even in our own groups, but we usually don't necessarily socialize with them or communicate with them just because we stay in our own groups, we stay in our own teams. And so this exposure put me in a position where, I needed to get to know these people because that's who I'm hanging out with, and everybody just really gets along. There's so much to say, but it's just anytime you have an opportunity, take advantage and just go for it and just talk to people and bring up whatever it is, whatever questions or thoughts you might have. Carl raised his hand, so I think, but I don't know. It doesn't say here on my phone, Carl, what you're asking. So I'm totally open to any questions or comments. I wish I could just be in person with you guys and have a conversation with you guys to just talk to you about your questions and thoughts. But anyway, I'm looking at my phone here to see if I have any questions, but I don't see it. So anyway, a couple other things. Definitely think about what's possible. So no matter where you are in your business and what you're doing, no matter how far along you've come or if you're just getting started, whatever the case is, I can't tell you enough how cool it is. And let me give you an example. If you remember, I've said this before, but when London came out, I've never participated in a sales contest. I've never built a team. I've been with the Renatus Education since the old company. And I won't get into the details of that story, but just so you know, I always stayed 5-star qualified, meaning that I always kept up my IMA, but I wasn't a part of the lifetime education until I had to get back into it. It's a long story, but the cool thing is that when I heard about this contest, my first thought was I just negated it. I literally, you guys just said no. I'm not going to go for that. I don't want to disappoint myself is what I was really thinking. I don't want to not make it. I don't want to fail. I don't want to try and then not make it and then be disappointed. And I literally felt that, you guys. I'm telling you, this is real. And I'm sure people have some similar thoughts on any scale, whether it's the contest or just even trying to get someone to get 5-star qualified or whatever it is. But immediately I limited that thought. And the way that I did that, you guys, is I just wrote it on the board. Like I totally committed to it. As soon as I wrote it on the board, like I'm getting kind of, I don't know, chills is the wrong word, but literally made myself write it on my whiteboard, on my vision board, and my sales tracking board, my team board with all my guests, my team's guests and everything, you guys. And I wrote this down, and I committed to it. And I even put a number goal of $100,000 in that 3 months. I had all my team. I had people that were partway to 5-star qualified, people that were getting 5-star qualified. I had my own personal direct sales, all these things written down, and I focused on it. And you know, I'm glad that I did. I can tell you that in the future, with Leaders Retreat coming up in August, with future sales contests if Bob has them, with the 5-star winner circle, as you heard Vanessa say on the national stage, you know, just get in line, just come join us. There's plenty of room. You guys, it's flat out true. And all you need to do literally is show up at events and invite people to come with you, and just have this on your conscious mind all the time, the opportunity that Renatus is providing. And do it selfishly if you have to, because if you do it selfishly and you do it for your own reasons, you're still going to change lives, because you're going to affect people's lives to benefit yourself. So it's kind of a win-win in that regard. And so what I'm saying is that if there's something you desire, if it's 5-star qualified, if it's making 50 grand this year, if it's making $10,000 this year, having a $10,000 or $20,000 month, so you're recognized next national for having that type of a month, whatever it is, write it down. And I know it sounds stupid, you've heard it done before, but commit to it, set a date on it. You know, this was a guaranteed date. I mean, I had to do it in a certain period of time. It really forced me to constantly focus on what it was that I was doing, and what I was shooting for. And regardless of the consequence, you know, I mean, there was a time I wasn't even in the top 10, right? In the beginning, none of my sales in December even counted, because the orders that I placed were placed in November, and they didn't count towards the contest. So I wasn't even in the top 10 for the first 40 days. But I didn't let that deter me, right? I mean, it was amazing. And when you start to have progress, you're like, holy crap, okay, cool. You know, I talked to Umair and Yaz quite a bit, and, you know, they went on a vacation. They did not think they were going to make it. They too were not focused on it in the first part of December. However, they made a couple sales on their team, you guys. And when they did that, they were like, holy crap, you know, we could do this. And then Yaz wrote it on the board. I mean, she made a commitment, and she made an income goal at that time. And she literally, her and Umair went after it, and they made it. They were number 8. You know, they committed to it and dedicated themselves to do it. And so, you know, there's that opportunity for you guys, I think, on any level of Renatus. I hope it's not bothering you guys that I'm walking around. I should stop. I could sit down over here maybe, so it's not as, you guys have seen the buildings. I could also turn the phone around so you guys can, well, I'm kind of in an alleyway with all these tall buildings of apartments and stuff over by this vegan pizza place. We're in the vegan district. It's pretty cool. But I'll tell you a couple other things. I'll move on from that, is that, you know, I wish, so I can definitely, I don't know what Carl's hands up. Put that back down. Hold on, guys. So if there's any questions or any thoughts or comments you guys want to ask, please do. So, you know, we all talked about what it was we were, you know, what we were doing in our business. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways, is the ability to talk to people that have either are doing what you want to do, have done what you want to do, have achieved what you want to achieve, and having that opportunity. So I'm not just talking about going on these, going on the sales contests or anything like that, but I'm just talking about, even at the level of even at the not the lowest level, but at the base level, at your Epics Thursday night, and your Super Saturdays and things that we do, and even team calls, to be able to come out and let's see, I'm just going to check something real quick. Are you guys? Yeah, you guys are all there. Perfect. Okay, cool. Just checking, make sure I'm still going. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. So even at the local level, even on calls like this, when you have the opportunity to come out and talk, ask questions, it's so worth it, in my opinion, you guys. I wish that I would do it more. I got to say that I'm comfortable talking to you guys. I'm comfortable in front of my group, in front of my team and all that stuff. But I'll, there's always times when I'm at national, I don't get as many people's phone numbers as I should. I don't put them in my phone. I don't ask them questions how their business is going. How did you do what you did? But out here, when you put yourself in a situation where the opportunity is there, sometimes it's cool, because you're almost forced to do it. And so do that, force yourself into a situation where you have the opportunity to talk to someone who's made a little bit more money in the marketing or real estate, has a buy and hold, got their first deal done, whatever the case is, and get their number and talk to them, and just, even for a few minutes, you don't have to occupy their time every week or anything, but you can just get a few, opportunities to talk. There's just a few times that I got the chance, I was with Bob, all of us, all the time, the whole trip almost, except for a couple of free days. And only once or twice that I actually spent a little bit of time talking about business, right? But it's super valuable. And then the rest of the time, you talk to all the other folks, that you're with. It doesn't always have to be the number one person at the top that you're talking to, or top's a bad word, you guys, please forgive. I just mean, the person you aspire to be like the most, or whatever it is. It doesn't always have to be that person. It can just be anybody that's 5-star and you're not, that has a team and you don't yet, that has done a deal and you haven't yet, or more deals than, whatever the case is. Everybody's got a value to bring to you in the Renatus community, no matter what your community is, or no matter where they are in the community across the country. So, yeah, take advantage of that. As I'm some of the things I thought about were that, I don't know. Are you guys still there? Can you hear me, Tracy? I think, okay, I got everybody. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
We're good? Okay, cool. So here's what I got. I don't know another opportunity. For those of you guys who have not made the money you want to make so far, which is me too, but obviously I've made some money in Renatus on the business side as well as the real estate. No matter what, where you are, think of another opportunity. Even if you think of the HGH gel or I don't know, you guys, this is some of the things I've thought about and I'm going to talk about this at my IMA training when I'm back tomorrow. On Thursday, I'm coming back on Wednesday night tomorrow, flying all night long. And then I'll land in Phoenix on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. And then boom, Thursday, I got the IMA training and the presentation that I'm doing. And instead of changing, I just took it on because I'm going to talk about the things that I've experienced here. And I'm going to implement it into my Epic on Thursday night. But here's what I'm thinking is that no matter what, I don't know where else you can get this type of opportunity. Like if you think about it, Michael Huggins made almost $1 million this year in just the marketing alone. And he's been only 8 years, you know what I mean? And so one of the things that I've also found out is like everybody's gone through or is going through the same exact things that you're going through, whether it's having a hard time getting people to fund or, having that opportunity to be able to invite somebody that you meet on the street. Like, how do you approach them? What do you say? How do you return a call? How do you overcome an objection? Like, just stick with it. Just stick with the training. I'm not going to train on how to do that today on this call. I'm going to talk about some of the things that we talked about on my next few calls. I think I'll implement some of the strategies that I've learned out here that I don't do enough of. But here's what I'm saying is like your why, like being able to come out here and be in there and everybody's traveled. I don't know where you are financially. Everybody's done their traveling. Everybody's experienced things that other people haven't experienced. So it's awesome. But I've never been to Europe like this. I've never been to Paris. I've never been to London, and I had the opportunity to do it on the sales contest. And then, my wife and I having some of the funds that we have, the access to the ability for us to spend a little money, flying first class internationally, incredible experience. I mean, it makes, you don't even know, like, and then being in some of the places that we've gone, not worrying about tabs and bills and things like that. I'm experiencing some of the things that you experience. Sorry, it got a little windy right now. In these areas, like even leaders retreat, like being able to go to Panama and go down an excursion and do some of the things, like get yourself there. And what I'm getting at is that like, it doesn't matter. Don't sell yourself short. Like, make this a why. Like these things are possible. And no matter what you do for a living, no matter who you are or where you are, or whatever your situation is, we do have the vehicle that can free you up financially or time-wise. Like, a lot of you have corporate jobs, you're doing fine, you have good businesses, good jobs, whatever it is, but they take a lot of your time. And your Renatus business hasn't taken off, so it's difficult. You have children, it's hard to leverage those children. I mean, if Nate Lambert can do this, anybody can do this, right? I mean, he took his youngest with him. And then, his wife only wanted to be away from the children for a certain amount of time. So she left a couple days early or a day early from our London trip. And he's off to Scotland with some of the other guys and girls from the group. They spent the next couple days in Scotland instead of Paris. So my point is, he's got 5 kids, and Renatus gives you that opportunity with this business to go here. Like I can't imagine not wanting to be here, not wanting to be wherever it is you want to go and do whatever it is that you want to do. But we still allow the excuses or the limiting beliefs, and which is natural, you guys. I'm not telling you you're going to get over it today just because you're listening to me. Don't get me wrong. I know it's not easy. I'm just saying, I'm trying to reinforce through me and this experience to you that, holy crap, it's so worth it. Like, if I'd have stopped and not put it on my board, I would be so bummed that I'm not here. And now to know what I would have missed, like, would piss me off to no end. You know what I mean? Like, I would be so irritated with myself that I didn't try. So that's what I'm trying to say is, like, don't not try. Like, even if it's to become 5-star, even if it has to talk to somebody that you've been wanting to talk to for a while about this, even if you screw it up, like, who cares? Like, you're trying for you selfishly. You want to make it work because you want to do the things that you want to do. Like, be selfish. Here's the thing. When you start to make money and you start to have what you want and do what you want, yeah, you're going to spend some of your money, but you're also going to give money. You know how much money I've given away since I've been here with all the charities and all the, like the tips and stuff that they don't even expect tips out here, and that, and like the homeless and stuff. It's just crazy. Like, how much you're able to give back and how many lives you're able to change while you do this, and then give like everybody on my team now has the same opportunity in the future contests that we do, or the leaders retreat that we do. They have the same opportunity that I have because I gave it to them. And it's not like I did anything. I just opened my mouth. I mean, I just did what Bob asked me to do, which was tell other people about it. So like, it's not like it's because of me that they can have this opportunity. No, it's because of Bob and what he's created. I'm just a simple messenger, and I get compensated very well for it. So like, just, if you could just think about what it is you want and where you want to go. Like, I'm not a vision board guy. I'm not like some secret guy, you know, the secret, but abundance mindset and, you know, putting it out there some way, somehow in your mind, overcoming limiting beliefs, doing self-development, staying plugged in, always tuning in every week, at least once or twice a week minimum, to our events and our trainings. All of these things I am a proponent of. I am a doer of. I do it myself. I lead by that example. And it's definitely, it has to be that way in order to get what you want with this company. But this company, there's no other vehicle you need. There's no other opportunity. There's no other vehicle. There's no other business, if whatever you want to call it, than real estate and this business. And the two of them together will get you what you want. And this is just living proof of it. And I'm excited to, you know, I one of the things I keep telling Bob all week was that, you know, I'm like, I'm grandfathered in. It was a joke, but, you know, if he does this again, I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know, you know, what it's going to look like if he ever does it. But, you know, this was a test for him as well. But if he ever does, I'm like, I don't, you know, I mean, I don't want to miss out. I'm like, you got to grandfather me in. I'm like, are we all grandfathered in? Of course, he can't grandfather in 10 other people or anybody for that matter. But so it's kind of a joke. But my point is like, holy crap, like, I'm nervous and scared that I won't, you know, that I've got to make the next one if there ever is a next one. You know what I mean? That I want to go to every leaders retreat, and I want to, you know, if he ever does a 5-star thing and the top 5 get to go to some of the trips that they've done in the way past, I don't want to ever miss that again. You know what I mean? So like you've got the opportunity, you've got the vehicle. That's one of the biggest things that I came up with this trip so far, is that, you know, it's just that there's like the conversations we've had like when you're sitting down having a drink or just having a meal or just waiting in the lobby or hooking up or on the bus rides and on the train rides, when you're talking to people, like, they're all entrepreneurial, they're all going in the same direction, they're all doing the same things. They've all made more money than me in the marketing, and not all of them, but you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, we get these small opportunities to talk to these folks and hang out with them, and they're just genuinely good people. It has nothing to do with the money. And the coolest thing is that you guys have the same, like, at even a smaller level, like when we're together at our Thursday night meetings and when we're together at our, on our team calls and stuff, like, we all have the opportunity to be around everybody that's reaching and searching and going for the same things, and then have, you know, done other things in their past that we haven't done, and can share experiences with us that'll help grow our business. It's just, we just have to take advantage of it. Like, I don't understand. I can't describe enough how great of a position that Bob has given us and put us in with this opportunity and this business and this real estate education and this company. And even all of us forget about it and take a little bit of advantage. And all of us don't do everything that we could do to do more and make more. I mean, you know, Michael and some of these leaders, and Bob himself, you guys, Bob is a living billboard for Renatus. I mean, he literally talks to all of us, and he's constantly reminding us, you know, and he does not shy away from a question or a thought or anything like that when it comes to someone wanting help and wanting advice and wanting to know more about how to do better, when it's for the better of the team and the better of the company and the better of the opportunity for other people. And so it's the same thing with all of us, I think, in Renatus across the country. Like, everybody wants to share and give more advice and tell you how they're doing what they're doing or whatever the case is. So, you know, just know that, I don't know, if you're not doing enough, if you don't feel like you're talking enough or advertising enough or marketing enough, or, you know, or you don't have that firm belief yet, you're not certain of how it works, you're not certain why it works, you're not certain, you're new to it. I mean, a lot of my team is new. You my personal team even, you know, or even if they've been around for a little while, they're just not new to making money or not new to getting 5-star and inviting guests and stuff. Well, just reach out to us and let us help you. But just know that, you know, that write it down and just do it. Like just do something different every day to give yourself the opportunity that was given to you by Bob with this company to make a difference in someone's life and your own. And like I said before, just do it selfishly. I mean, do it because you want to make an extra 10,000 this year, and that could pay off 2 credit cards, or do it because you want to make an extra 30 grand so you can take a trip wherever you want to go, or pay the IRS, whatever that looks like, if that makes sense. I'm going to check the phone. Hold on. It is, okay, so I got a few more minutes. I'm probably going to cut out a little bit early this time, but I want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. I just don't have the chat, but let me see if I can find it. Okay, so done. Carl, I don't know if you had a question because your hand was up. If I go to my more, okay, wait, here we go. Attendees, allow attendees to chat, everyone. Okay, I got that. Hold on, just checking to make sure if I have a chat button, and I don't see it.
Do you see a participants button?
I do.
Click on that.
Oh, there's my chats. Perfect. We lost you briefly. Okay, you're back. Perfect. Bill, did you also make daily contacts goals for your new projects? Okay, Tracy. So did you also make daily contact goals for your new prospects? We were talking about this today, you guys. I love these questions. So I'll tell you, I was talking to Sandy Girl Clark and Chris and myself and Yaz and Sherry and Numer, and you know, Helios is going to be a difference maker, right? Especially if you're not that organized or whatever. But I will tell you that, yes, I did. I constantly, you guys, I was telling them today, I'm like, you know what? Bob has made $1 million in one day. Bob was an amazing marketer, right? All the way up until he started his own companies doing this, right? And he never did it with Helios. And so when you think about it, Helios is going to be great, and there's going to be all these opportunities to take advantage of Helios and to do text messaging, automation, send out videos. All of these things are going to be great, but God, you've got to take advantage of it by learning how to do it. You've got to get in there, take the time, study it, learn how to use it, and learn how to use it well and be effective with it. For me, you guys, every single day, like, it's funny, I joked around about it here. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't followed up with many people since I've been here. I've literally not been on that phone that much and working much at all. And it's been kind of nice. We really haven't had the time either. And I really haven't wanted to bust out my phone with my wife on this trip either, because I do that all the time at home. I don't set good enough boundaries on that, but I'm working on that. But anyway, every single day, you guys, I don't listen to the radio in the car. I don't watch the news. I have a list all the time. I write things down, and then I know who my team member is working with. I call my team as much as I can, especially the ones that call me more often than not. I reach back out to them. I have them, if they call me and they don't leave a message, I tell them to text me so that I can get right back to them if it's important. And then I write down who they're working with. I write down who I'm working with. And then I constantly flip through my phone, and I will retext people. I will re-invite people. I will follow up with people through a text so I can book them to another meeting, make sure that they're coming. And yes, I have 3 whiteboards in my office, and I'm condensing them to one that one of my team members made me. So I've got my deals on one, and I've got all my team on this other one, and my direct leads and then their leads. And it's up on this board, and I'm constantly checking it off. And it's very much like the Helios system is going to be automated, right? You're going to have all these things. I do that all the time. It's part of my business. It's what I committed to, 3 years ago in order to get to this point. And I'm telling you, if you commit to that, you commit to yourself and this team, it may take 2, 3, 4 years. Like for me, I was talking to Chris. Chris is now, he's like 3 years along with me. He's made, Chris McIntosh has made like, what do you say, $425,000 in the last 3 years with the marketing. He made $61,000 in his first year. He made 106, and then he made 175 last year, or something like that. And so you guys, it's not. And I even asked him. I mean, like he's a 3-foot rule guy. he constantly has Renatus on his mind and asking people if they're open to an opportunity. If money wasn't an issue, would they want to look at something? I mean, or however he goes about working, doing that. And so, you know, if you commit to that, it's not a long period of time. So the answer to your question is yes. I have it on my whiteboard. I have it on multiple pieces of paper. You guys, we were talking about this. Michael asked me a question the other night. We were at the bar, late night in London after dinner and stuff. And we're all sitting around and he goes, "Hey, Bill, do you track your numbers? Do you know what part of the room is yours?" And I do. Ask Keely. Like I constantly, I'm like, "Oh, I got 15 people. And then I'll do a percentage. I'm like, I got 20, you know, I remember 2.5 years ago, I was like, "Oh, I got 10% of the room." Then it was 12%, then 15. I would text my wife, "I got 17% of the room." And then I would text, I'm like, "Oh, I got 25% of the room," you know? Recently, I've had 40% of the room are on my team and my guests, right? And so I track those numbers and I know those numbers. I know where I'm at and it pushes me forward all the time. I mean, I know how many guests I have coming. I know how many people I need to contact and I know what their names are and what they do. So it sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot, especially for me. I like to write it down. You know, for a lot of these guys here, like Umer, I mean, he's always on his phone, and so is Sandy Girl. They're real good at collecting names and putting them right in their phone and taking notes in their phone and video things. Like they're constantly, when someone starts to talk, they video it. And so they have it and they can reference it. And it's like taking notes. When you do something different like that, when you write it down or put it in your phone, you absolutely remember it, even if you don't go back to see it. So they're just on purpose, you guys. They're just on purpose all the time, whatever they're doing. And it creates momentum. It creates habits. It creates positive things, and it creates opportunity for you to be better and to change other people's lives that way. So yeah, I'm gonna check chats one more time here. Super appreciate you, Keely, telling me what the heck I'm doing. See, if I had a piece of paper, I could just write it down. Cool, so I got that. Yes, Keely, there is a vegan district. It's really cool. How did you manage to make number 9 while juggling a handful of deals at the same time? Okay, this is a great question. So I guess the first answer, not the easiest, but like the general answer, the overall view answer is that I committed to it, right? So I made it a new goal to be a part of that, to do that, as I said earlier. Now, how did I do it, right? So number 1 is I had to go into my warm market, my direct sales. I knew I was going to need to make my own personal sales as well as my team sales. And I decided that I would call those folks. So what I'm getting at is that, obviously I called them, is I had to, in between deals, I had to make extra effort to contact folks that I wanted to come to the meetings and to place my ads. Sometimes you guys have heard me say I would place my ad back when we were doing Craigslist or even a street sign or any type of marketing on Facebook because I was too busy. I'm like, I can't even get back to the people. I'm so busy with the deals and leadership and all this stuff. I would stop placing an ad and I would work with my team's people instead because I still was committed to them, obviously, but I couldn't take on new people myself. The answer to your question, Keely, is this. You guys, I decided that I was going to take more time to do it. I actually took more time off of some of the real estate. Now, deals kept coming, but like, you know, one of the things that I decided to do is Kevin and I had this deal that we're doing, and I could have done possibly that deal by myself, but I knew it was going to burden me with another full deal. So I was willing to split the profit with Kevin, and Kevin was willing to help me out. I knew how good he is at understanding the flips and stuff like that. So it was a win-win. And so I gave up 10 grand in that deal at least so that I could focus a little bit on this business. So if you're working or you had children or you have games that you need to be at, sporting events and stuff like that, things that you do, if you want to make these decisions, sometimes just for temporary, you have to take 2 steps back to move 5 steps forward. So you have to give up a little bit of fun or enjoyment or weekends or your business. Like I knew if I cut back on real estate, I knew this from 3 years ago, that I would actually have to take a step back from flipping if I was going to do this marketing thing, or I'm going to have to work twice as hard. My weeks and my weekends will be longer. And that's a part of it too. So I did both. So the way that I juggle these deals is, you know, I also start getting up a little earlier. I actually get a 1 hour less. It's getting busy. It's crazy down here, you guys. There's so many people in London and Paris. It's so awesome. You guys, I got 1 hour less of sleep. And because I knew, especially on certain days, and I never missed a meeting. I never missed a call. I never missed anything. I committed to doing that. But in order to do that, I had to change a little bit of my habits. I had to spend a little more time working. You know, I play tennis every Friday from 11 to 1. You guys, I skipped tennis. I stopped playing Tuesday night tennis league so I could spend time with my wife on Tuesday night because I didn't have time other nights to do it. And I knew I'd be working a little more. And I also stopped it was every other week I was playing tennis from 11 to 1 on Friday. I stopped doing it because I knew I was going to be busy and I had to go do work for my properties on Friday during those 2 hours. And that's what I did, Keely. You guys, in this 90 days, it's not permanent. Your life is not forever. Renatus is not forever. Renatus is just a short period of time. If you want to get qualified and you want to do it before Leaders Retreat and make 10 grand, that's 3 sales, 3. If you want to do that, then just say, okay, I'm not going to do these things for the next 3 months. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to go to these games. I'm not going to go on the weekends with my kids. I'm going to sacrifice so I can take them to Leaders Retreat, or I can take them on a vacation, or I can take my wife or my husband on a vacation, or whatever it is, just for a little while. Set a goal, set a time frame, and make that commitment. And that's what I did, you guys, is I just worked harder for that time being. I wanted both, but I can't give up flipping my houses. That's how I make my living. But eventually it's going to be the opposite, you guys, for me. Eventually I'm going to make $500,000 a year and $1 million a year. I mean, this is going to be a multiple 7-figure business with the vision that Bob has for us in the future, you guys. And you're in position. We are not that big right now. We're in the position to take this thing to such great levels that you will be in a position to be multiple 6, if not 7-figure income earners yourselves. And you just have to envision it and want it and decide and do it. And I'm telling you, you can do it. There's going to be so many people at the top. I'm going to check chats one more time here. Sweet. All right, I got 753. I'm gonna call it quits. I'm gonna finish up here in the next 2 minutes so I can get back up. I haven't eaten. My wife was up there eating lunch. Hopefully she's Facebooking and doing some fun things, but probably ready to get back to exploring. We're going to go over to the Eiffel Tower, and we bought a bottle of Tattinger. It's Tattinger. I can't even. It's Tattinger, I think. And we're going to have a little champagne on the garden at the Eiffel Tower and watch the sunset. Actually, you guys, the sun doesn't even go down until 9 o'clock last night. It was crazy out here. But we fly out tomorrow. We take the train back to London. Then we get picked up by by our driver, and they take us to the airport. And then we fly for 11 hours back to the States. So you guys have my phone number. I'll say it out again. 760-533-3141. Again, it's 760-533-3141. I really hope everybody got something out of this. I hope you can feel my excitement of what's in store for you guys, about how important it is to, just commit and then do it. Just take a little action, no matter what it is, and talk to the people that, that have done what you want to do, that are your leaders, that are your 5 stars. Get on the calls and ask questions that could help you move your business forward, and then take the action that they're telling you, because it's worth it. And I'm experiencing it, that it's worth it. And I'm grateful that I did. I'm grateful I didn't let my own limiting belief of I've never won a sales contest. I've never tried. And my biggest thing was I didn't want to try and fail. But thank God I did. You know what I mean? Because I would be watching everybody on Facebook and I would be furious and pissed and jealous and envious. And that's just not the right place to be. So except for maybe if it motivates you to do it next year, or just motivates you to, do the 1 thing or 2 things that you've been wanting to do with your Renata's business over the last month or 2 months or 2 weeks or 2 years, whatever it's been for you. So, you got my number, 760-533-3141. I'll train a little bit next week, I think, on some of the things I learned from some of the top income earners here on this trip. And Latin Summit, don't forget about that. Please get involved in that. And you guys are so awesome. I hope you guys appreciate it. I took 45 minutes to an hour out of my time here in Paris because I care about you guys. I care about Renatus and Bob Steiner and what he's done. And it's just an honor to be on this call with you guys out here in Paris, France. So with that, you got my number. You guys take care. I'm going to end the call. Have a great morning out there in the States. Have a great Tuesday. My Tuesday is going into the Tuesday evening, and I'll see you back on the flip side next week on the call. You guys, you're awesome. Check the chats. Cool. We're good. With that, everybody have a great day. I'll post some more pictures on Facebook, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for being on this call. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you got something out of it. Talk to you soon.
Bon voyage.